Remnant of a Shinobi, Chapter 1. The adventure continues. The Valley of the End. It is a site that represents the border between the land of fire and the land of rice fields. It is a site that exudes battle, for it was the epic battle between the first Hokage Hashirama Senju and his eternal rival Madara Uchiha that resulted in the formation of this valley. It is here that we find two boys continuing that tradition as they stand in opposition to one another. One was kneeled down in the stream of water from the valley. He had lightly tanned skin with a mess of blonde spiky hair on his head. His eyes were two orbs as blue as the ocean. His clothes are rather torn up. He normally wears an orange and black sweat jacket with a whirlpool design on the back. However, all that remained on his torso at this moment is a tattered mesh t-shirt. His pants, luckily, were still intact. They are orange, flexible pants that match his jacket with white tape wrapped around his right thigh where he has a pouch attached containing a kunai knife. His shoes are a pair of black boot-like sandals that start a little above the ankle and cover everything except his toes. Arguably his most distinctive features are the 6 whisker marks on his face. These whisker marks are the result of his unique birth. He was birthed by a woman that happened to be the Jinchuriki of the 9-tailed fox. A Jinchuriki is a host to one of the 9-tailed beasts, whom are beings of pure chakra and massive amounts of it. An unforeseen result of this was that he was born with whisker marks similar to that of a fox. This boy's name is Naruto Uzumaki. On the other side of the valley, embedded in the cliffside, was the other boy. His skin was quite a bit paler than Naruto's. He has black hair with a slight blue tint to it. His hair has spiky bangs to the side and is flat on the top except in that back where it slightly resembles the backside of a duck. His wardrobe is much more intact than Naruto's, but it is still not in the best of shape. He normally wears a whitish-gray, high-collared, short-sleeved shirt with a zipper by the collar. He also wears blue wrist warmers, dark blue pants, a blue cloth over his pants that covers him from his abdomen to his knees, and he keeps the cloth up with a purple rope belt. His shoes are of a similar style to Naruto's. However, the cloth and rope were blown away during the battle with Naruto. Like Naruto, this boy also has a distinctive feature that pertains to his birth, at least somewhat. He has the Sharingan, which is bloodline limit or trait that belongs exclusively to a certain family, in this case the Uchiha. The Sharingan grants too many abilities to list right now. However, this boy possesses the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan in his right eye, which grants him abilities like that of a god. His right eye has the normal whites of the eye, but the rest consists of a black circle, within that circle a red 6-pointed star, and within that star appears to look like 3 black spikes connected at a hollow circle in the middle. In his left eye is the ultimate evolution of the Sharingan, the Rinnegan. The Rinnegan is a grayish-purple color all throughout the eye. It also has multiple rings emanating from a black dot in the center. Sasuke's Rinnegan is even more unique, as it has multiple tomo on the rings of the Rinnegan. However, due to exhaustion his left eye is currently just his standard black and his right eye is shut. This boy was Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto looked at his hidden leaf village headband float in the water as it had fallen off during the boys' battle of colossal proportions. The boys both possessed powers that were bestowed upon them by the god of their world from the afterlife, Hagoromo Otsutsuki, otherwise known as the Sage of 6 Paths. In the case of Naruto, it was the powers of the ultimate sage or 6 Paths Sage Mode. This grants him godly levels of strength, speed, durability, stamina, and sensory and perception abilities. His sensory abilities were boosted to the point that he can sense others in another plane of existence so well that he might as well be able to see them. Finally, it grants him a connection to the chakras of all 9-tailed beasts. In the case of Sasuke, it was his unique Rinnegan. This granted him the ability to swap places with people or objects, the ability to see beings in another plane of existence, immunity to the infinite Tsukuyomi, and a perfect Susanoo, which is the ultimate evolution of an ability that lets those with 2 Mangekyo Sharingan manifest an ethereal chakra construct, often donning a samurai armor in later stages. The boys were given these powers in order to deal with the ultimate threat to the world, Kaguya Otsutsuki, the mother of the sage and the progenitor of chakra. With these powers, Naruto and Sasuke, along with a little help from their teammate and old teacher, managed to seal away Kaguya. However, despite the ultimate threat to the world being taken care of, the battle was not over. Sasuke did not plan to just let the world go on as it had. To him, the ones in charge let the world get to its current predicament. He decided that the 5 Kage, the leaders of the villages, and the tailed beasts, had to be taken care of. In the case of the 5 Kage, take care of means to kill. Upon hearing this, Naruto immediately objected. The shinobi villages had finally united. He was not about to let everything fall apart now. Sasuke knew Naruto would object, and was prepared to fight. Sasuke led Naruto to the Valley of the End, the site where they had their climactic battle as kids. And thus, began their battle. It was not a battle to save the world from destruction or mind control. It was a battle of ideals between two friends whom had come to two very different conclusions of what to do next. During this battle, power was displayed between the two that showed that no one in the entire world could oppose them. The only other person who could stop one, was the other. This was a battle between gods in every sense of the term. With a gigantic clash of attacks that could each annihilate entire nations, the lands and even the sky quaked in fear at the power the two had unleashed. Even the weather had changed to resemble that of an apocalyptic setting. However, even after having exhausted themselves, the two boys kept fighting. No more over-the-top flashy god attacks, it was just a straight brawl. Bloody lips, broken noses, teeth sent flying, blood being coughed up, and black eyes. Neither boy willing to give an inch. Eventually, Kurama, the 9-tailed fox inside of Naruto, managed to gather some chakra to give to him. However, Kurama was then shocked when Sasuke, using the power of his Rinnegan, stole some of that chakra, forming a Chidori, which was a concentrated bundle of lightning gathered in or around the hand. Naruto fell to his knees and was about to get struck with the Chidori when Naruto noticed Sasuke's Sharingan fail. Naruto managed to just dodge the Chidori and land a thunderous left uppercut that sent Sasuke into the cliff. And thus, we return to Naruto looking at his headband. Naruto grabbed his headband and placed it in his pouch. Naruto did not know how much longer this battle was going to go, but he knew he would be too exhausted to try and find his headband afterwards. Best to put it away now so he knows where it is. Sasuke slowly starts to pull himself back to his feet after the hit from Naruto. Sasuke had become frustrated with the persistence of Naruto in this fight. Over and Sasuke kept pulling himself back onto his feet. Over and he finishes pulling himself onto his feet as his voice increases in both volume and frustration. Over and Sasuke began hitting the cliff beside him, making small indents to it with each hit. Over and over and over and over again. Sasuke then finally screams, "Just give up and let me cut you down." The scream echoes through the valley. Naruto gave out slight and weakened chuckle. "Can't do that." Sasuke, with a face that has taken a severe beating, just stared at Naruto as Naruto then looked up with his own beaten face with a grin as he said, "'Cause I'm your one and only friend." Sasuke looked surprised at the statement for a split second before his face became one of irritation. Sasuke then closed his eyes and took a deep breath before calming down and forming another Chidori, this one more wild with power than the last one. As Naruto looked up at Sasuke, he could hear Kurama speaking to him. "I figured as much, he's assimilated the chakra I created and infused for you, and made it his own." Upon further inspection of Sasuke's Chidori, it could be seen that Sasuke infused the Chidori with Amaterasu using his flame control. "And now flame control," stated the fox. "He intends to finish this with one last blast." The fox looks down at Naruto. "Listen, I'm giving what remains of my own chakra." Naruto turns to look at his partner. "Once I do that, it's gonna put me to sleep. Don't unleash your jutsu until the last minute, so he doesn't absorb more chakra from you." Well, not that he can use his newly awakened Rinnegan to absorb chakra while putting out his own jutsu. Kurama then notices Naruto and looks a little surprised to see Naruto already standing there with his fist held out. Kurama just gave a proud grin and held out his own fist, connecting it to Naruto's, completing the chakra transfer. Naruto smiled and started walking off in his mindscape. Kurama then started to remember his last argument with Naruto back when they were still enemies. Kurama just kept a grin of pure pride on his face as he watched Naruto walk off. He said in his own thoughts, "Now go. You're the one and only for us to." The fox trailed off as his eyes became heavy. That's why Sasuke is, the tailed beast, finally fell asleep. Back in the physical world, Naruto is walking forward on the water towards Sasuke. He stops and stares at Sasuke one more time, who is staring back at Naruto with his attack ready. A leaf then begins descending from the air. Despite the chirping from Sasuke's attack, it was eerily quiet and calm while the two stared at each other. The leaf then landed in the water and all the calm in the air left as Naruto and Sasuke tensed up before jumping towards each other. Sasuke falling towards Naruto while Naruto ascends towards Sasuke. Naruto held out his hand to ready a Rasengan, which is a ball of violently spinning condensed chakra. He noticed something out of the corner of his eye. He shifted his eye to see it, and it was the spiritual hand of his master, who was practically his grandfather, Jiraiya. The hand made a slight motion and the start of the Rasengan was formed. The joy on Naruto's face showed how he felt. Next came the hands of his parents, Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki, developing the Rasengan even further. Then came the hands of all his friends and classmates, Team Asuma, Team Guy, Team Kurenai. After that was the hands of a few members of the Shinobi Alliance, followed by the hands of the 5 Kage and Killer Bee, then followed up by his old teachers including Iruka. It is then followed up by Obito, Kakashi, and finishing it off were the hands of Sakura, completing the Rasengan. Naruto gained a bigger smile that also showed intensity. As Sasuke fell towards Naruto, something happened to his technique as well. Although this was sudden and hard to see, it was the hand of Itachi, Sasuke's older brother, supporting his attack. Despite Sasuke's desire to be alone in this world after all that has happened, he still has the love and support of his older brother even now. Naruto then began to let out a yell as flickers of the stages of his life could be felt. Sasuke let out his own yell as the stages of his own life began to flicker. Everything in their lives has led up to this exact moment in time. The two clashed their attacks together and a struggle began. Neither one was gaining any ground, neither gave an inch. Eventually the two attacks erupted into a white flash of light that destroyed the entire Valley of the End. Sasuke awoke to the sound of water dripping. When he opened his eyes, the sun had already set, meaning it was night, showing a decent amount of time had went by. He heard Naruto and looked over to hear Naruto say, "You've finally come to A." Sasuke quickly turned his head to look at Naruto before he winced in pain. He looked towards the source of the pain and was shocked at what he seen. Naruto continued to say, "As you can see," referring to their predicament. "If either of us moves too much, we'll bleed out and die." Sasuke continued to stare at Naruto. "Why would you go that far?" Sasuke then looked back up to the night sky. "Why do all that?" Sasuke then threw out a random guess that he knew was not the answer. "Just to get in my way." There was a slight pause before Sasuke continued. "I gained the power to enter the darkness, and sever all bonds, and naturally, everyone tried to cut their ties to me as well, at some point." Sasuke then looked back at Naruto. "But you," he paused. "You've never attempted to cut me off." He then starts to remember one of the times Naruto refused to give up on Sasuke. "Why do you keep involving yourself with me?" Naruto just gave a weak grin. "You already know, don't you? Now that your body can't move, your mouth sure is moving a lot." Quite ironic considering Sasuke is usually the reserved one while Naruto is the boisterous loud mouth. Sasuke cut Naruto off by raising his voice a bit. "Just answer me." Naruto, who had been looking up in the sky during the whole conversation, turned his head to finally look at Sasuke. "'Cause you're my friend." Sasuke then remembered all the times Naruto had given Sasuke that answer. So, he finally decided to ask Naruto the important question. "I've heard that before. But what exactly does that mean to you anyway?" Naruto looks back up at the sky. "You ask me to explain it, but I really can't put it into words." He then goes on to put it into words far better than I ever could. "It's just that," Naruto said, trying to collect his thoughts. "When I see you take on stuff, and get all messed up." Naruto paused again, trying to find the right words. "It kinda hurts me." This caused Sasuke's eyes to widen, as it seemed he was not expecting that answer. Naruto continued, "It hurts so much inside, that I just can't leave it alone, ya know?" Naruto did not say, "Ya know," in a sense that he expected Sasuke to get it. Saying, "Ya know," after certain sentences was a verbal tic he inherited from his mother, Kushina. Naruto continues to speak. "Though right now, I'm in a lot of pain all over, and I can't do anything about it." Naruto then made some sounds that showed he was in pain. Sasuke then became lost in his own thoughts. The strange thing was, his thoughts were not too dissimilar from Naruto's. He felt the same. When Naruto felt troubled or in pain, it made Sasuke hurt too. However, Sasuke saw this as a weakness in himself, and that is what drove him away from the leaf. When he was younger, he knew that if he had any shot at defeating Itachi, he could not afford any weaknesses. However, he could not help now but feel a closeness to Naruto that he felt when they were kids. A feeling of having a brother again. Naruto and Sasuke had again slipped into unconsciousness. They were again woken to the sound of dripping water. The sun was starting to rise. Naruto was the first to speak. "Where are we? Don't tell me this is really heaven this time." Sasuke answered in turn. "Looks like we fell asleep and slept until morning. We've failed to die again." Naruto then struggles to try and get up, but he cannot. "Damn it! I still can't move. I was hoping to punch you hard and make you finally open your eyes." Sasuke then gave out a chuckle that quickly turned into laughter. Naruto then asked, "What is it?" Sasuke answered, "We're messed up like this, and you still wanna fight?" Naruto then adopts a comically angry face and starts to go off. "Damn right. No matter how many times it takes." Sasuke quickly cuts him off. "I admit it." Naruto looked surprised and confused as to what Sasuke meant. Sasuke then smiled. "Lost." Naruto then yelled back with a more comically angry face than before. "You idiot." Sasuke looked him in shock before his face regained composure while he had to listen to his friend rant at him. This fight isn't about winning or losing. It's about punching a sulking friend, to make him snap out of it. That's what it's about. The real match I want comes after that. Sasuke then shut his eyes once more before opening them back up to address his friend. "Hey, Naruto." Naruto kept his angry face and responded with a grunt. "I just acknowledged you." Naruto's face had lost its comedic sense and was back to looking serious. "If I die here, then the long cycle of destiny the Sage of Six Paths mentioned will probably end as well. This is a kind of revolution too." Sasuke closed his eyes again. "You can release the infinite Tsukuyomi after I'm dead, after transferring my left eye to Kakashi or someone else." He opened his eye back up. "I'll put an end to myself." Naruto kept looking at Sasuke with a serious face. "By dying? Don't think dying will settle this. If you're willing to die, then live and help me instead. What I want is to make all shinobi cooperate with each other. And that definitely includes you." Sasuke looks back at Naruto. "Just because you want that doesn't mean others will agree to it." "Damn it. If you keep whining and sulking, I'll punch you again," Naruto responded. "There's no guarantee I won't stand against you again," was Sasuke's response. Naruto quickly retorted. "Then I'll stop you again. Besides, I know you're not going to do that kinda thing anymore." "How can you be so sure?" was Sasuke's only response. "Don't make me repeat myself," Naruto said, not yet seeing that a tear had started to develop in Sasuke's eye. "Haven't you figured it out yet?" "Now that I think about it," Naruto mused. "You were always pretty stupid too." Naruto's eyes widened when he looked over and seen Sasuke's eye was shut and produced a tear. Sasuke then turned his head away. The sound of dripping could be heard again. Only now it is revealed that the sound was not of water dripping, but of blood. Naruto and Sasuke's final clash had blown the arms launching said attacks right off, and the open wounds were leaking a lot of blood. The blood trail from each of their arms met, looking as if their hands were conjoined as they both lay atop the fallen fingers of the two statues that had somehow been broken into the seal of reconciliation. Sasuke finally said with a tear streaming down his face, "Shut up, Dobi." After another half hour Naruto finally came out and said, "Sasuke, I don't think we're gonna make it." "After all that talk, it looks like it was all for naught," Sasuke replied. "It was not," Naruto retaliated. "It showed that no one, no matter much a dumbass, can't be brought back. I think what you're trying to say is that if you were able to get me to repent, then there's hope for anyone," Sasuke responded. "That's exactly what I said," Naruto yelled, making Sasuke roll his eyes. There was silence for another few minutes before Naruto broke it by saying, "We have to form the rat sign." Sasuke let out a sigh before saying, "For once you're right. My eye may be able to be transferred, but your chakra that's connected to all the tailed beasts can't." He continued to look up at the sky. "At least it's pretty during the time of our deaths. You were born Mopi, and you'll die Mopi. Way to make it come full circle," Naruto joked. It may have been lame, but Sasuke actually got a chuckle out of it. Okay, let's do this. With every ounce of strength left in their bodies, the two spiritual brothers managed to roll themselves over. The blood started pouring out more profusely now. Naruto and Sasuke managed to make the rat sing. All around the world, the roots of the Shinju start receding. The countless number of people it had captured were being set free. In one such area, Kakashi Hatake was witnessing the members of the Shinobi Alliance being freed. He helped the Hokage, Tsunade Senju, to her feet. Being stuck in a pod attached to a tree with roots all over the world while in a never-ending trance and slowly being turned into a Zetsu is a disorienting experience after all. Kakashi? What's going on? Tsunade asked the masked shinobi. It seems that the two boys ended their squabble and released to infinite Tsukuyomi. They saved the world, Kakashi said, still in amazement. Tsunade let out a proud laugh. Of course they did. Naruto was always meant to do great things. He wants to be Hokage after all. Gaara, after regaining his balance, entered the conversation. He's to be a shoo-in for the position. I would find it hard to believe that anyone in the Leaf Village, even those with their own agendas, could say no to the savior of the world becoming Hokage. They better not if they know what's good for them, Tsunade retorted. She's put up with a lot of crap from the elders. But she sure as hell would not put up with it when it comes to Naruto. Mei, the Mizukage, decided to speak up. So, where is he? The Raikage, nodded in agreement, wondering the same thing. Oenoki, the Tsuchikage, made a simple statement. If they freed us, you would think the two boys would be here. Kakashi did not stick around to continue the conversation. After helping Tsunade to her feet, he immediately grabbed Sakura and started heading towards where he knew his students to be. He knew that they would be injured after their battle. He didn't know how bad though. He had a really bad feeling in the pit of his stomach. He thought that it must be his imagination though. The two managed to dispel the infinite Tsukuyomi, so they must be okay, right? Was the thought that crossed his mind as he continued onward. Naruto and Sasuke were bleeding out badly. They were mere minutes from death. While Sasuke had shut his eyes, and was waiting for the inevitable, Naruto was deep in his mindscape. He was trying to talk to his oldest friend, who was just now barely awake. Hey, Kurama. Well Kit, nice job, I guess. Kurama wasn't sure if Naruto really wanted a congratulations. Sure, Naruto saved the world, but he's also going to die for it. So, what did you want to talk about? Naruto paused for a few seconds. He wasn't sure how the fox was going to take this. I'm sorry, Kurama. Kurama raised a brow. Sorry? You're apologizing to me before you die. What? This an apology for your parents locking me up? Or is it for being a lousy host? The tailed beast joked. I'm being serious. Naruto paused again. You're gonna die too because of me. Kurama upon hearing that was in shock. Someone apologizing to him for causing him harm. Such a thing was unheard of. It had never happened before, and the fox had lived a long time. After the initial surprise wore off, Kurama let out a loud bellowing laugh. Naruto's eye began to twitch. He just gave the furball a genuine and heartfelt apology, and now he was being laughed at. That's bullshit, he thought. Why the hell are you laughing, ya damn fox? Ha 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 ha, oh I needed that. The fox expressed. Kit, I may be dying with you. But, unlike you, I come back. Naruto's face then became red with embarrassment. He had completely forgotten that the tailed beasts resurrect themselves after death since they are pure chakra. Naruto had just bled his heart out for no reason at all. In an attempt to not be as embarrassed, Naruto asked a simple question. Well yeah, you come back, but dying still gotta suck, right? Oh, it definitely sucks. It sucks a lot. But it's a lot better than a permanent death. As much as Kurama liked teasing Naruto, he did feel a little bad for giving him a hard time. The kid was about to die after all. Then, the thought finally sunk into Kurama as he thought. Oh god, the kid's actually gonna die. The idea of someone dying was not new to the fox, far from it. Having lived for likely thousands of years, the tailed beast had seen lots of death, caused a decent number of it himself. So, the thought of someone dying would hardly faze him. However, this was different. Naruto was not just some person to Kurama. Naruto is the only person besides Hagoromo to know him as more than just some monster. Naruto is the one and only friend Kurama had ever had. He lived his life being seen as something to be scared of, and he was often hunted for it. In recent centuries, Shinobi had managed to actually succeed. He had been enslaved by means of mind control of the Uchiha, and he had been captured and sealed away by the Senju. Kurama had been nothing more than a tool to humans, and it caused a deep-seated hatred. However, Naruto changed that. Naruto was the one person to see Kurama as more than just some tool. Naruto had gotten to know Kurama as a person. He penetrated the impressive shielding that was Kurama's hatred, and actually made him feel kinship with someone for the first time since he was a kid. And now, Kurama was about to lose the one person that had made him feel like more than just a monster. Kurama could actually feel his heart start to ache at the thought. Naruto noticed the change in the fox's face. Almost on instinct, Naruto was able to figure out what was on the fox's mind. "Ah, you gonna miss me, fuzzy buddy?" Kurama's face quickly became one of annoyance. Now he knew how it felt to get made fun of for feeling emotional. He didn't like it. "Don't worry, Kurama. I'm sure you'll meet others out there who will help you move on." Naruto just gave his usual grin to reassure Kurama. Kurama knew Naruto was being sincere. Lying was not something one could pull off against the fox. However, despite Naruto being genuine, it did not ease the fox's mood. Sure, Naruto always saw the best in others, but Naruto still never comprehended how special he was. The ability to be so kind in a disastrous situation, coupled with the ability to reach people and redeem them, is something unique wholly to Naruto. It is not a quality that the rest of the world has, and thus, Kurama knew the world would go back to treating him as they always had. However, Kurama did not want Naruto's last moments to be filled with worry for himself, so he let out a chuckle. "That grin of yours hasn't changed since you were a baby." And it really had not. Naruto was just born with one of those smiles that made people feel at ease around him. It was something he had inherited from both of his parents. "I'm gonna miss that goofy-looking mug." Naruto just looked back at Kurama. Looking back, Naruto was amazed at how much the two had been through together in just 17 years. "And I'll miss that smug face of yours too." Naruto held his fist out one more time, wishing for one last connection before the end. Kurama grinned and met Naruto's fist with his own. One final thought went through the fox's mind. "I'll never forget you, Naruto." Kakashi finally arrived on the scene with a Sakura that had woken up along the way. What the two saw simply horrified them. The sight of the two boys with blood all around them was a sight that neither Kakashi nor Sakura could handle. "No," was the only thing Kakashi could mutter. Sakura, with tears now streaming down her face, jumped down to them. She began pouring every ounce of her chakra into trying to heal the two boys. But she lacked the chakra necessary to pull it off. Despite this, she kept trying. She was not about to accept that the two most important people to her were now gone. She kept trying and trying, exhausting herself in the process. Kakashi finally placed a hand on her shoulder. "That's enough, Sakura." Kakashi knew how she felt. This was a scene all too familiar to him. That being said, no matter how many times you see your precious ones die, it never becomes easier to deal with. As Sakura began to bawl, Kakashi simply looked into the sky. Tears began streaming down his own face. Losing his team as a kid was one thing, but these boys? He was responsible for them. He took them under his wing and taught them the true ways of the shinobi. He taught them teamwork, about the rules, and about never abandoning one's friends. And now? The two boys were going to die before him. Sasuke being dead was bad enough. Kakashi did whatever he could to try to quell the hatred inside Sasuke, but it was never enough. But Naruto's death? That is what truly made his heart sink, and made him feel lower than dirt. Naruto was not just his student, he was the legacy of the fourth. Minato was Kakashi's sensei whom he adored. He who was the male role model Kakashi needed after his own father committed suicide. Kakashi, in his own view, had let the son of his master die. He was the ultimate failure. As he looked at the sky, tears still streaming down, he softly spoke a single sentence. I'm so sorry, sensei." Naruto awoke to a void that seemed split between a dark sewer-like green, and a dark purple. He noticed Sasuke unconscious on the purple side and ran over to him. Naruto then began shaking Sasuke. "Oi, Sasuke, wake up, come on, Teme." Sasuke's eyes finally opened, a little annoyed at his rude wake-up call. "You can't even let me die in peace, can you, Dobi?" Naruto gained an annoyed face as Sasuke looked around. "Where are we?" Naruto came to the only conclusion he could think of. They were in heaven. They were dying after all. Then another thought came to Naruto and made him exclaim, "Is this heaven? What a total rip-off." Naruto and Sasuke then heard a chuckle come from behind them. They looked and seen Hagoromo before them. "Great-grandpa Sage?" Sasuke, just asked, shocked as Naruto asked the only thing that came to mind. "What are you doing in this weird place?" Hagoromo gave out a chuckle. "Weird place? You do not recognize it?" Naruto and Sasuke shook their heads. "This is the realm of your minds. This is where I spoke to you both before." Sasuke understood, but Naruto was confused. "But my mind place is Gree." "Oh, I get now." Sasuke face-palmed while Hagoromo laughed. Naruto just kept looking like he said nothing odd. "You've told us where we are, but not why you're here. I would also like to know why we're here as well. Why haven't we passed on?" Hagoromo had a face of bewilderment at the last part. After all, who asks why they're not dead? Naruto nodded in agreement with Sasuke's questioning. "You're here because I need to speak with you about something concerning." The sage answered. Naruto and Sasuke looked a little shocked. They defeated Kaguya, so everything should be okay, right? Then the sage further answered, "It is about Asura and Indra." Naruto and Sasuke both groaned at the mention of their names. They had both heard enough about their spiritual ancestors. As you both know, it seems that their spirits are always destined to battle. I thought by giving you each power to defeat my mother, you would be united. However, that clearly was not the case. This caused Sasuke to look down in shame. Naruto, on the other hand, just looked back at the sage. "But, we did unite. Sasuke and I reconciled. How can you say that?" Destiny and Naruto did not like each other very much. Despite how much destiny played into Naruto's life, Naruto still chose to believe that destiny could be changed. Naruto did not like the sage giving him the destiny lecture, especially when Naruto was right. Sasuke did come back. Hagoromo, however, said something that, while a little cruel, was not exactly wrong. "And you both died right after." Naruto was not pleased at hearing that. The trouble was, neither he nor Hagoromo were wrong, so they were at a stalemate. Now, do not get the wrong idea. I did not come to speak to you to tell you how hopeless it all is. Then what did you have to say to us? Sasuke inquired. A way to offset destiny. Hagoromo answered. This caused Naruto's face to light up. A chance to really tell destiny to go shove it. Talk about finding gold. Hagoromo continued. To do this, there are two things that need to happen. 1. One of you needs to live. 2. That person needs to be sent to another dimension entirely. Sasuke looked perplexed. Not only did this plan call for a dead person to be alive, but to go to another dimension. How could either of those happen? We're dead. Not completely. Your souls have yet to go to the afterlife. So, there is a chance to save one of you if I use the rest of my power as well as the power of the other person. Hagoromo answered. Naruto, looking as perplexed as Sasuke was, asked a question. But how would sending one of us to another dimension mess with destiny? Sasuke was also wondering the same thing. It is rather simple in design. If Asura and Indra are forever destined to reincarnate and battle one another, then by sending one to another dimension, or even another universe, then the cycle will stop. Hagoromo explained. Sasuke just kept looking, because that did not exactly answer the question, more reiterated it. You see, by keeping the chakras in separate universes, then they will keep reincarnating in the different universes. Sasuke's eyes widened as he finally understood. So, while one reincarnation remains in this realm, it will continue to reincarnate here. Then the other reincarnation will be stuck reincarnating in the other realm, making it so the two souls can't meet again. Hagoromo gave a nod, showing that Sasuke indeed understood the plan. But, Naruto finally spoke up. One of us still has to die. Hagoromo understood Naruto's reluctance, and felt sympathy for them. Despite all these two had been through, they were still kids taken before their time. I am sorry, Naruto. There is not another way. Naruto kept looking down. He thought, how the hell are we supposed to decide who lives? Naruto wanted to live, but not at the expense of Sasuke. So, Naruto finally got to nerve to speak up and was about to volunteer himself to be the one to die when. I'll be the one to die. Sasuke quickly spoke up. This shocked Naruto. How could he be so quick to say that? Sasuke, what are you saying? What about you? Naruto erupted, concerned over his friend's decision. Naruto, the choice is obvious. Sasuke retorted. This did not calm Naruto down at all. Before Naruto could say anything, Sasuke cut him off. Naruto, going to a new world, meeting new people, that just isn't me. Going on adventures, making bonds, and being the hero has always been who you are. Naruto fell silent. He could not believe what he was hearing. Just look at the two of us. I'm the boy who lost his clan and went down the path of revenge even when you desperately tried to save me. I killed Itachi, and then my anger only festered more. I then turned my attention to the leaf and killed Danzo after causing chaos at the 5-cage summit. Even after reuniting with you and the others, I still decided to delve into the darkness. If anyone is going to be the one to die, it's gonna be me. Naruto was not willing to give in yet. But Sasuke, what about your desire to restore your clan? The Uchiha aren't coming back, and maybe they shouldn't. It was because of their actions that my brother had to go through the hell that he did. Sasuke responded, making Naruto shocked. Now, you're one of the reasons the shinobi came together. On top of that, you were the who inspired them to keep going when it seemed to be hopeless. You're the one who never gives up and brings people together. You even managed to rescue me from the darkness, no matter how deep I dove. You being taken too early is a true travesty. Naruto could hardly say a thing. But even then, he could not just let his friend volunteer for death. But Sasuke. Sasuke just let out a sigh and closed his eyes. Naruto, let me go. Let me join my family, please. Naruto could not say anything else. What could he say? No, you go to another world you want nothing to do with even further from your family. No chance Naruto would say that. I guess you win. Sasuke smirked and simply replied. It's not that hard when your opponent is Adobe. Naruto smiled, and then hit Sasuke's shoulder. Screw you, Teme. Hagoromo, having seen that the two boys had made their decision, had one more person to talk to. Kurama. A light glowed from within Naruto and then came out and manifested into the nine-tailed fox. Kurama looked surprised. Pops? What's going on? Before Hagoromo could answer, Naruto ran up and hugged Kurama. Hey, Kurama. Missed me? Kurama looked even more confused now. Kurama, I intend to send Naruto to another dimension to separate the spirits of Asura and Indra from each other. Hagoromo informed the fox. Kurama let out a chuckle. Sending the two obnoxious brats to their own corners, eh? I will need to use the power of your other half to save Naruto and send him away. When I do, your young essence will return making you complete. My question is, what do you want to do? Do you wish to return to the world free? Or do you wish to stay with Naruto and accompany him on his new journey? Hagoromo asked the fox. Kurama, after having taken in all the information, looked like he was perplexed on what he wanted to do. While he looked perplexed, he was not in the slightest. Be free, in a world where everyone looks at him as nothing but a tool and a monster. Or rejoin his friend who treated him like a person. Of course, he wanted to go with Naruto. He did not need to think at all about that decision. However, he was never going to let Naruto know that. So, he kept up the act until he finally said, I'll stick with the brat. Naruto could not be happier to hear that. Naruto enjoyed meeting new people, but he still did not like the thought of going to a place and not knowing a single person, to be alone. It made him nervous to say the least. However, hearing that Kurama, the one who has been with Naruto since the very beginning, would be sticking with him made any uneasiness he felt dissipate. Thanks, Kurama. Don't thank me yet, Kit. I'll be giving you hell every time you screw up in this new world. The fox said with his usual toothy grin. It is settled then, Hagoromo said before he disappeared. Naruto then looked over at Sasuke. The one who was his brother in all but blood. Guess this is it, Sasuke. Sasuke kept his usual cool demeanor. Even if our reincarnated ancestors will be separated, I know we'll meet again. Naruto put on his signature grin and held out his hand for the seal of reconciliation. Sasuke met him in turn and they formed the seal. Until then, Sasuke. Sasuke grinned. Later, Naruto, Kakashi and Sakura had been joined by the other members of the Alliance and the 5-cage. Tsunade was an absolute mess, as was Gaara, although he did not show it. Hinata was inconsolable. She lost her cousin, Neji, and now she had lost the love of her life. The rest of his friends all had tears of their own. Killer Bee was a screaming mess of his own, until they forced him into a hug. Kakashi was arguably in the worst shape. While all the others were a sorrowful mess, Kakashi looked like he was a dead man on his feet. There was absolutely no life in his eyes. He resembled a scarecrow now more than ever. He finally looked up. He felt a presence. There was Hagoromo floating above Naruto. Lord Sage. Those were the only words Kakashi could get out. This caused the others to look at him as well. Hagoromo, after having explained the situation to everyone, told them to make room. Hagoromo held his hand out, releasing the planetary devastation, keeping the tailed beasts trapped. The young Kurama made his way over, horrified to see his kit dead. Hagoromo gave Kurama a reassuring look, letting him know things would be okay. Hagoromo placed his hands together and activated his technique. Kurama turned into pure chakra and entered Naruto's body. All of a sudden Naruto's body began to float before a vortex formed around him, sucking him in. "It is done," Hagoromo said before disappearing. Kakashi looked like some life had returned to him. Sure, Naruto was gone from his life forever, but Naruto was still alive. He still could live a full life, he could still be happy. That was all Kakashi needed. Good luck, Naruto. Flying through a void was Naruto, now finally conscious. My chakra is going back to full strength. Naruto thought about it. Maybe it was the space they were in. Who knows? What about you, Kurama? Kurama, now back to his full stature and his classic burnt orange-colored fur, felt his power returning as well. Same here. Might be something about this place. Either that or an after effect of the technique. Kurama then further commented. It's not so bad in here without that damned cage keeping me confined. I wanted to be a better tenant. Naruto joked. As they kept floating along, Naruto seen another vortex in front of him. Looks like we've arrived, Kurama. You ready? Go for it, was the fox's response. Naruto grinned. Alright, new word. You better get ready. 'Cause Naruto Uzumaki is coming for ya. Naruto heads through the vortex, ready for whatever adventures await him. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to address certain things that was asked. First, one of you, who will not be named, said that I needed to learn English because it is 2018 and not 2001, because apparently the year makes a difference. Now, I assume you are referring to how I will have a character say, gonna, as opposed to, going to. To that, all I can say is that I only use, gonna, or its variants when a character is talking. When a person talks, they do not enunciate. Fewer people say, going to, than, gonna. If this really bothers you, then I suppose you can find another story that uses proper English. The next thing is what most people commented about, and that is my standing on the power levels of RWBY characters. I said that maidens were around Chunin level. I admit, that was an unfair lowball, especially considering what we seen Volume 5, Chapter 13. Saying they are Jonin level is plenty justified. However, there are still feats done by Jonin that heavily outclass them. The Grand Fireball that was launched by the copy Itachi during the Case Cage rescue arc showed more destructive power than anything in RWBY, and that was nothing. I know some of you will disagree, but that's how I see it. That's all for now, time to get into the chapter. Today we finally get to see Naruto experience the world of Remnant. How will he fit with this brand new world? Time to find out. Remnant of a Shinobi. Chapter 2, A New Journey. Naruto heads through the vortex and once again everything goes black. He then opens his eyes and is in the middle of a forest. Guess they're at least starting me off on familiar ground. Naruto said before he noticed that the trees were quite a bit shorter than what he was used to. More than that though, what differentiated them from the ones back in Leaf Village is that the leaves on these trees were more red. Kinda, Naruto's vision then became blurry. Whoa, why do I feel so weak, he questioned. I suppose that trip through the dimensional barriers did a real number on your body. Considering everything that had to be done just to get you here, it makes sense that the trip itself would have a heavy toll on you. Kurama answered his partner. Oh, I guess that makes sense, Naruto said as he started to collect himself and regain his balance. Upon his dizziness dissipating a bit, he then went to scratch the back of his head, but he felt no scratch. He looked and realized his arm was still very much gone. What? Naruto shouted loud enough to shake the trees. Where the hell is my arm? Kurama woke back up due to the yell. It was blown off. How don't you remember that? I thought Great-Grandpa Sage would make it come back. Naruto shouted, still freaked out. Do you know how much chakra it took to keep you from dying and bring you here? It was a lot. It took my entire yang half, the remaining chakra from Pops, plus what was left over from the Uchiha, Kurama stated. So how is giving me my arm back too much to ask for with that much chakra? Naruto asked in frustration. Kurama rolled his eyes, as it seemed the miracle Naruto got was just not good enough. Naruto then noticed that his clothing was in the same mess as it was when he left. Seriously? Kurama gave out a chuckle. What are you worried about? Modesty was never high up on your list. Oi! I have to make a good first impression. What are people gonna think when they see me? Naruto said with genuine worry. Make a good first impression? You? You would have better luck convincing Lee or Guy to ditch the bowl cut. Kurama said indifferently, clearly not sharing his friend's concern. Not helping, Kurama, Naruto said, clearly getting frustrated with his old friend. Ah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you mad, Kurama said with plenty of sarcasm. However, Naruto did not respond, which confused Kurama. Naruto. All of a sudden Naruto fell to his knees in pain. What is happening? First my body gets all woozy and I can't see straight. But now my body feels like it's exploding. Naruto began to convulse. The pain became greater by the second. Naruto. Hang in there, Kurama said with great concern. He tried flooding Naruto with his chakra in an attempt to heal him, but it didn't seem to be doing anything. Naruto did not have an actual injury to heal. I feel something else, Naruto stated. Kurama was perplexed as to what was happening. That was, until he could feel something leaving Naruto. Oh no, Kit, your chakra, it's leaving your body. What? How do I stop it? Naruto yelled with obvious concern. Kurama's silence let him know that there was nothing he could do. Naruto was not just losing his chakra. While he could feel that this world was taking it away, he could also feel another force inside of him that was forcing it out. Naruto just had to deal with the fact that in this new world, he would not have chakra. However, not all seemed lost. Naruto could feel the force that was helping push out his chakra come to the surface. What's this feeling? Kurama, can you feel that? Yeah. It seems that whatever is helping force out your chakra is also taking its place. It's not as powerful as chakra though. Then again, what else is? Kurama continued to think. Perhaps this is this world's energy source. Like chakra is in our world. Naruto could feel lots of this new power flowing into him. It may be a new energy, but Naruto could feel that it was his. And since he naturally has a lot of chakra, it would make sense that he would have a lot of whatever this new energy was. It feels a lot smoother than chakra. Naruto commented. Naruto's thoughts then went to concern for Kurama. Oh crap, is your chakra gone? No, mine is just fine. Unlike you, my entire being is chakra. So, it could not really be taken away, Kurama explained. Naruto let out a sigh of relief. Then, he had an idea. Hey, Kurama. Can you still infuse your chakra with mine? The idea had merit. It would not really matter if his own chakra was gone if he could borrow the chakra from Kurama, whom had a near bottomless supply. Let's find out. The fox said as Naruto in the mindscape and Kurama connected fists. Unfortunately, it did not work as Kurama needs at least some chakra to infuse his with. This new source of power did not cut it. Sorry Kit, you're on your own. Oh, that's great, Naruto said with all possible sarcasm. What next? Is some unholy creature from the depths gonna to attack me too? Almost as if they were waiting for a cue, a few creatures as dark as the night appeared out of the bushes. They moved on all fours, but their bodies looked like they would be capable of standing on two legs. Their stature most resembled that of a wolf if it was warped by the devil himself. These creatures also had bone-like pieces of armor on them. One such piece of armor was over their faces, making it resemble a mask. Their eyes glowed with a hint of red and yellow. Naruto was not too thrilled about this. Oh, come on. Kurama let out a loud laugh. Apparently your luck followed you to this world too. Naruto only had one response. Kurama, you're a terrible friend. This made Kurama laugh more, but he quickly got it together. Alright, down to business. This world may have taken your chakra and physical strength, but it can't take away your training as a shinobi. Now, ready up and take care of them. Be careful though, I can sense an unnatural amount of malice coming from those things. Got it. Naruto said with plenty of confidence. That confidence dropped when he reached for his kunai, but he could not reach it since his kunai was strapped to the same side as his lost arm. Oh, that's so not fair. Maybe Pops should have tried putting in more effort with your arm. Kurama said, realizing that Naruto would be unarmed in two ways during this fight. Remember what I said about fighting. Scratch that. Run. Naruto did not object. The creatures took their respective swings at Naruto, but he was able to avoid them. Like Kurama said, Naruto still had his shinobi training, and a good shinobi had to be able to dodge. As Naruto made it to one of the trees, he looked up. Good thing we're still in my environment. He jumped up into the tree and started jumping from branch to branch. The creatures pursued him for a while, but eventually realized it to be pointless. They gave up the chase and Naruto escaped. Naruto sat in one of the trees catching his breath. Tree hopping would normally be as easy as walking to the end of the block for him, but his body had been changed in ways he was not used to. As such, he became tired more easily. He then began to chat with his old friend on what to do next. So, what now? How am I supposed to get through here if I'm defenseless? Not completely defenseless. You still have the reflexes developed from your life as a shinobi. But you do need to be able to arm yourself. So, the first step is going to be switching your kunai strap from your right leg to your left. Kurama had informed him. Naruto began to do just that. It was much more difficult than it sounds. For someone with 2 arms it would be nearly impossible to screw up. But, for someone with only one, it was a tedious process that took Naruto a good 10 minutes. After getting the strap properly secured he took the kunai out. What he pulled out surprised him as it was not your average kunai. It was a flying thunder god kunai that belonged to his father, Minato Namikaze, the 4th Hokage of the Leaf.
This kunai had 3 blades instead of 1 and the handle is also thicker than normal. The handle has the markings for his father's flying thunder god technique that allowed him to instantly teleport to a location with that marking. The blades themselves are heavier than a normal kunai and their prongs made them deadlier in melee combat. Naruto could not help but smile at the sight of a memento from his father. In a way, his father would be protecting him in this new world. Okay. I'm ready.
Ready? Don't tell me you're gonna do what I think you are, the fox said a little concerned. Naruto hopped out of the tree and yelled, "Come out and get me, you freaks." Naruto could hear Kurama groan in his head, but Naruto just gave his signature grin. The strange creatures ran to him, although this time there were only 3. Naruto held his kunai in a tight reverse grip and readied himself for his first battle in this new world. Whatever you are, get ready to get your butts kicked by Naruto Uzumaki, Yano. Kurama rolled his eyes. If I didn't know how tenacious the brat actually was, I would actually be worried right now. The fox mused to himself. The first creature lunged forward at Naruto, in which Naruto rolled under it. Another of the creatures swiped at Naruto with its claw, but Naruto ducked before he kneed the creature in its gut, making the creature stumble for a second. Naruto then capitalized on this opportunity and quickly stabbed the creature in the shoulder. The creature then flailed its arm quicker than Naruto expected, sending Naruto flying back a few feet right on his back. Damn it! They're quicker than I thought. Kurama, whom had been studying the movements of the creatures, thought of a plan. Naruto, listen up. No, I don't want to hear it, the blonde exclaimed. Don't want to hear it? What is wrong with you? I have a plan, the fox said, rather annoyed. I know you do. That's why I don't want to hear you, Naruto responded, making the fox confused. What are you talking about? How could me having a plan make you not want to listen? Kurama asked, as anyone would. This is my first fight in this world, and I got a gut feeling that this would be considered an easy one. Don't get me wrong, I'll always hear you out, you're my friend. But I need to handle this first battle on my own, so I know I can handle myself here, Naruto said with all the conviction in the world. Kurama just smirked. He understood what the kid meant. If he couldn't handle this simple battle without help, what chance did he have in the future? Alright then, Kit. Make me proud. Naruto grinned as he charged at the creature that his knife was stuck in. He dodged the swipe from the creature's claw and grabbed the kunai. He then pulled it out and did a leaping reverse roundhouse to the side of the creature's head, stunning it. Another one of the creatures lunged at Naruto, but Naruto jumped, making the hit land on the already wounded creature. Naruto then stabbed the wounded creature in the eye before stabbing it again multiple times in the chest, making the creature fall over seemingly dead. Naruto then turns to face the other 2 and thinks to himself, I'm better at fighting with my hands than a knife. Unfortunately, while you kept some of your reflexes, this body needs to be retrained a bit before you can properly punch the way you used to, Kurama retorted. Naruto groaned, but he knew it was true. not to mention he only has one hand at this point anyway. One of the creatures lunges for Naruto, which makes him hop backwards towards a tree. Naruto looked at the tree for a second. "I got an idea," Naruto said as he hopped into the tree, causing the creatures to pursue him. While the creatures may be able to get up into the tree, they cannot easily maneuver there the way Naruto can. After all, Naruto has been doing this practically his whole life. With the creatures' movements restricted, they have become easier prey for Naruto, who shifts between striking them quickly with his kunai and then retreating. After a few minutes of this tactic, the creatures take too much damage to keep themselves on the branches and fall off. Naruto then hops down, dropping right onto one of them and plunges him kunai right into its chest, adding the force of gravity to the thrust. This causes this creature to die as well. Then, as the other creature struggles to get up, Naruto runs over and kicks it back over and stabs it in the throat. Naruto then stomps the kunai all the way through the creature, causing its death. Naruto then sat down and started catching his breath. "I'll be damned, Kit, that was impressive," Kurama said, complimenting Naruto. "I knew these things couldn't possibly maneuver in the trees like I could. But I could tell that they had enough strength to actually get onto the branches. Once I figured that out, the strategy was obvious," Naruto said to the fox, still catching his breath. Kurama could not help but smile. Naruto has always been pretty crafty, but to come up with a plan like that after just a little analysis on a creature he's never seen before. It showed how much Naruto has grown as a shinobi. "You definitely live up to your parents' legacy." Naruto gleamed at hearing that. "You really think so? I'm not one of those people who give out compliments just to make them feel better. When I acknowledge someone, be damn sure that I mean it," Kurama said with pure honesty. Naruto smiled wide at hearing this. "Thanks, Kurama." After a little while of Naruto sitting by the tree, he wonders what their next step should be. What do we do now? I don't want to stay here with these things. Kurama thought it over and came to a conclusion. We need to look for signs of civilization. If there is an energy source here, which I could not sense in those creatures, then there must be people to use that energy source. Got it! Naruto exclaimed. When we get there, we need to find a library, the fox stated. This caused Naruto to groan. A library? Come on. Kurama rolled his eyes. Yes, Naruto, a library. We need to find out more about our new home. Naruto did not enjoy studying by any stretch of the imagination. He has been that way since his days back at the academy. If it was not a novel or comic, Naruto did not want to read it. Hearing that he needed to go to a library and learn caused Naruto to yell out in comedic tragedy, "No!" After hopping through trees for around an hour, with a few breaks in there, Naruto could finally see what looked like buildings in the distance. Finally, he thought to himself. Naruto then started heading there as fast as he could. He had to leave the forest and travel on foot for a while. Eventually, he came to the entrance of the city. It was unlike any Naruto had ever seen. The city was definitely bigger than the Leaf Village. There were buildings that towered into the sky and architecture that astounded Naruto. He noticed people walking around, some giving him strange looks due to his sorry state. He is in ruined cloths and missing an arm after all. What Naruto saw next shocked him more than buildings. Vehicles. He seen cars and motorcycles going by. While it impressed him, it was not out of the realm of possibility to him. His world did have trains. However, what he saw next absolutely floored him. There were flying vehicles. Those things can fly. That's insane. Naruto thought to himself. This technology was far beyond anything he had ever seen. Kit, focus. Yes, the technology here is very impressive, but remember why we're here. Let's look around for a library, the tailed beast said. Naruto was shocked at how easily Kurama was taking the difference in technology. But as Naruto thought about it, it would make sense. Kurama had to be thousands of years old. Just imagine how far he must have seen technology get. Not to mention the fact that everything in Naruto's world revolved around the application of chakra. Assuming this new power was not as versatile, it would make sense that their tech would have to compensate. You hit the nail on the head. Now get going, the fox said. Naruto had forgotten that the tailed beast can hear his every thought. This would be the one disadvantage of having Kurama inside of him. Regardless, Naruto went further into the city. Upon inspection, Naruto noticed it was not too dissimilar from the Leaf Village in the way the people interacted, in the placement of shops, etc. Naruto even noticed a noodle stand, which made his stomach growl. Naruto obviously had no currency, so he could not go over. This world just keeps messing with me. You know, I was joking about the luck thing back in the forest. But seeing a noodle stand right here when you're hungry and without money. I guess it must be true. Actually, how long has it been since you last ate? Kurama inquired. Naruto thought to himself. After he found out about the war, he headed straight in, and had fought ever since with no recovery time in between. Unless you count all the times he was knocked out and near death. It has actually been days since Naruto last ate. Okay, rain check on the library. You need to eat something, Kurama said, almost like a doting older brother. But how? Doesn't food cost money? Naruto said with sincerity. Kurama facepalmed. You're a shinobi, steal something. There was the Kurama that Naruto was used to. Naruto then found what seemed like a market. Even with as advanced as this new world is, he still could spot the cameras and knew how to avoid their sight. He grabbed a couple different fruits before sneaking out of the store. Conveniently for Naruto, this world seemed to have some of the same fruit that his world did. After Naruto made it to the alley, he scarfed down the fruit like it was a life or death situation. Ah, that hit the spot. Now, back to the library situation, Kurama informed Naruto. Your nagging's as bad as Granny's, Naruto said to annoy the fox. Kurama just shrugged it off as Naruto went back to searching around the city. While Naruto was looking for a library, he seen a shop that really piqued his interests. It seemed to be a shop that sold prosthetic limbs. Is that for real? Naruto thought. Kurama wanted to go to the library, but he was not about to say it took priority over the possibility of a new arm. Naruto entered the shop and what he found was two gentlemen arguing with each other. One of them was behind the counter. He was most likely the owner and was being ridiculed by the other man. The owner was rather stocky with lighter skin than Naruto and brown hair that was short but looked greasy from sweat. He had goggles on, so it was hard to tell the eye color. He noticeably had a prosthetic left arm, which looked older and in rougher shape than the ones in the shop. He wore a white t-shirt and blue jean overalls with black tennis shoes. The other man had a radiance of smugness about him. He was well dressed wearing a three-piece black suit with a white tie and black dress shoes. He had lighter skin than the owner and had a white glove on one hand. He had dark brown eyes and dark red hair. I don't know how you keep this place running with these defective hunks of metal you try to sell people, the well-dressed man said. Defective? My creations are just as good. No, they're better than anything you Atlas chumps make, the owner yelled. If that were true then you wouldn't have such a pathetic piece of an arm, the other man said referring to the owner's arm, which was noticeably older looking. It's got sentimental value. It's the first one I ever completed, was the owner's excuse. Of course it does, the other man said in the least convinced way possible. He then notices Naruto looking at the arms and walks up to him putting a hand on his shoulder. Come now, you don't want to pay money for this trash. Come to Atlas, we'll find you a proper Atlas arm. The owner blew his stat. He could not take any more. Get the hell out of my store you Atlas snob. I am simply trying to help this poor young lad from making a serious mistake, the other man said in a mocking tone. That's it. It's time to put up or shut up. 2 months. That's how long you have to make an arm to compete against the one I make. We'll see who makes junk then. The owner laid down the gauntlet. Fine, if only to put you Veil Crafters in your place, the other man said in the most demeaning way he could. The owner turns to Naruto. Hey, kid. Naruto looked over at the owner. Me? Yeah, you. You're gonna be the one who tests out my arm, the owner said as more of a demand. But Naruto was cut off by the other man. Oh, how cruel of you. You're going to make him suffer through having you make an arm for him, only to see how worthless it is against mine. Cruel indeed, the other man said as he left. The owner, still steaming, says, I hate that Atlas jackass. Sir, Naruto said to the owner. What? Was all the owner asked. I don't have any money. I can't afford your arm. I can't even afford a place to stay, Naruto admitted to the owner. The owner's eyes softened at hearing that. This kid can't be more than 18, and look at the state of him. Cloths that have been worn through, he's missing an arm, and he's homeless. This world's too damn cruel. The owner thought to himself. Tell you what, kid, how about this? I'll let you stay in the room upstairs, and you'll work for me to make some money. You could clearly use it. Naruto's eyes lit up. Really? Kid, what kind of monster do you take me for? I'm not about to lie to a homeless kid that really needs a break, the owner said to quash Naruto's doubts. Will I make enough to afford the arm? Naruto asked innocently. Oh, not by a long shot. After all, it's gotta beat the arm that Atlas Snob makes. That's why the arm will be free of charge. Naruto's eyes widened a great deal. FF free? Was the only word Naruto could get out. The owner smiled. Yeah, free. Look, when word gets out that my arm outperformed one made by an Atlas guy, demand for my products is gonna skyrocket. That'll more than make up for the cost of the arm several times over. Naruto could now see the owner was just a genuinely good guy. Then I accept. That's great to hear, the owner said. Guess your luck's finally turning around, kid, Kurama stated. No kidding. Naruto mentioned back to the fox. Naruto knew that there was one last matter to take care of with the owner. My name's Naruto Uzumaki. The owner smirked and answered in kind. Nice to meet you, Naruto, I'm Hesta Gorf. Over the next 2 months Naruto worked for Hesta, sweeping up the shop, helping to carry equipment, and testing out the arms Hesta made. Over these months, Naruto got over to the library Kurama kept nagging him about. Naruto learned that this world he was in is called Remnant, and that the city he was in is called Vale. There are 4 main kingdoms in Remnant. Those are Vale, Mantle, Vacuo, and Mistral. Each of these kingdoms have academies that train huntsmen and huntresses, who are the protectors of this world. Naruto equated them to the shinobi of his world. He had learned that there were people in this world with animal traits called faunus. Apparently, they deal with discrimination quite a bit. I guess discrimination over crap out of your control is a constant no matter the world, Naruto thought to himself when he learned about the faunus. He also learned a great deal more about the technology of this world. But more importantly he learned about those things that attacked him, the Grimm. Not much is known about them, other than they only want to kill humanity and that they dissolve into black mist upon death. How did Naruto manage to learn all of this in just 2 months? Simple, the fearsome instructor Kurama would not let Naruto sleep unless he spent at least 5 hours a day studying on the ways of Remnant. In this time, he also got a new wardrobe thanks to the money he earned from Hesta. He now wears a black t-shirt, but he still wears orange pants in a style somewhat similar to his last pair. After all, no chance in hell was Naruto giving up on wearing orange. He was also able to get a custom jacket made. The jacket is identical to the one he wore during his battle with Pain, except it has the Uzumaki swirl in the back of it. Hesta had been going crazy trying to develop the best arm he could. Anytime he would try something he would have Naruto come in to test it. This would sometimes result in Naruto getting blown up or sent flying. Hesta is not a poor crafter by any means, but in his attempt to make sure it beats the one made by his Atlas rival, it had to be spectacular. This is the one, it has to be the one, Hesta said finishing up his latest attempt. Naruto, it's time to test this baby out. Naruto came running in ready to go. Got it. Naruto equipped the arm and Naruto could tell quickly that this one was different. It was not just the look, but Naruto could actually feel the difference. Hesta had been working on an experimental tech that made the actual technology connect to the user's nerves, so it would have a quicker reaction time and be as close to the real deal as you can get. This feels great, Hesta, Naruto said as he starts punching with it. Hold your damn horses, we still gotta test the damn thing, Hesta remarked. He knew Naruto's word would not be enough for his Atlas rival. Naruto then went through the reaction test, in which he had to catch balls being shot out of a machine at a relatively fast pace. The arm passed with flying colors. Naruto then went through the grip and pulling test, in which he had to hold onto a rope attached to Hesta's car while he drove it. Despite Naruto slamming into a dumpster, the arm passed. Finally, there was the delicate test, which was to make sure the arm did not always put in too much pressure when doing tasks that require a more delicate touch. Naruto had to put a bunch of fragile glass balls into a bowl without breaking them. Despite some close calls, the arm passed. It works, Naruto said in celebration. All that's left is to show that Atlas Snob who's the best, Hesta said with excitement. When is that anyway? Naruto asked. End of the week, Hesta told him. Have you given any thought on what you're gonna do after that? Yeah, I think I'm gonna try enrolling at Beacon, Naruto said, not sure what Hesta's response will be. Oh ho. Gonna try and be a huntsman huh? Hesta said without any judgment. Naruto grinned. There were so many times in his life he was constantly told that he cannot do something, especially when it pertained to his dreams. It was refreshing to hear someone not put him down for his dreams for once. Yup. I might not have gone to one of those training schools like Signal, but I read that if you're good enough you can get in anyway. And I can throw down with the best of them. Well, you got a weapon? Hesta asked. Naruto did not answer at first. He knew that most huntsmen in training had a pretty elaborate weapon. Sure, he had his dad's kunai, but that was not going to cut it in this world without his powers. Naruto did have something in mind, but being able to afford it was the problem. Not yet, I'm still trying to save up. Hesta could tell that Naruto had high hopes, but not many means to achieve them. Naruto was a good kid, and had helped him a lot. Hesta decided to call in a favor as he wrote down an address and then wrote a note on it. Alright Naruto, listen up. Head to the shop I have written down. The owner there owes me a favor. Hand him this note and this button, he'll make a weapon for you. You mean it? Naruto said in shock. Hesta shook his head yes. I can't thank you enough. Naruto responded before running off. Naruto arrived at the shop Hesta told him about. He went inside and seen all manner of weapons around him as he approached the counter. What he seen was a large man with a skin tone darker than his own and a scar across his mouth. He wore a brown muscle shirt and regular jeans with black boots. Hi, Hesta sent me. Naruto said as he handed the large man the note and button. Finally called in that favor huh? The large man said out loud before pocketing the items. Alright kid. What am I making you? Naruto handed the man a slip of paper that Naruto had written down all the specifications. Can it be done? The large man looked at the paper and raised a brow. This'll be pretty intricate. But yeah, it'll be a nice challenge. I have all the parts one need already here. And since I'm doing this as a favor to a friend, I'll get to it right away. Come back in 4 days and I'll have it ready. Naruto grinned. Thanks, old man, looking forward to it. Naruto then left. The large man stood there for a minute. Do I really look old? 4 days had now passed. Naruto was at Hesta's shop and chatting internally with his old buddy, Kurama. You think this huntsman thing is gonna be really hard? If it's anything like becoming a shinobi, then yeah. Still, the fact that they wait so long to let people become huntsmen isn't a bad idea. They're not sending out a bunch of kids to get killed in the field. Kurama noted. Yeah. Also, how convenient is it that I'm 17 and the standard age of enrollment is 17? Naruto questioned. Pretty damn convenient, not that I'm complaining. So, how's the aura training been going? Kurama inquired. Pretty good. I got the defense aura down and I've gotten pretty good at channeling it offensively too. Naruto had been training frequently to master his new energy source, aura. Aura, while powerful and difficult to get down in its own way, was not as complicated as the machinations of using chakra. Just to use wind chakra required supreme visualization and manipulating the chakra in specific and complex ways. While by no means easy or simple, aura did not present the same challenges. And with as much as Naruto had mastered chakra, getting aura down was well within Naruto's ability. However, what he had not accomplished was the ultimate power that aura provided, a semblance. A semblance was much like a bloodline limit, only instead of it being unique to a family, it is unique to each individual person. So, while Naruto had gotten down what he needs for combat, he was still working on getting his semblance. Good. You'll be ready for whatever admission test Beacon throws at you. On another note, today's the day you pick up your weapon, Kurama noted. Naruto shot up with excitement. Hell yeah. Time to get my weapon, ya no. Naruto left the room above Hesta's shop and ran out heading towards the weapons shop. Upon entering, Naruto could see what looked like a thick black baton with 2 Uzumaki swirls towards the bottom being polished by the owner. Hey! How'd it turn out? The owner smirked. Perfect. I guarantee you'll be satisfied. Great. Naruto exclaimed as he got out his new wallet and put some lien, the currency of Remnant, on the counter. I'll be buying some ammo while I'm here. Sure thing. The owner said as grabbed a few boxes of the appropriate ammo for the weapon. Thanks again, old man. Naruto stated. The owner stood up again thinking the same thing he did last time. He then put the ammo on the counter. Do I really look old? I mean, kinda. Where I come from, if you made it to 30 you're considered old. Naruto was not completely exaggerating either. Shinobi went out all the time on missions where they are likely to encounter enemy ninja and fight for their lives. That's depressing. The owner commented. Naruto shrugged again before he took his weapon and the ammo boxes and started to leave. I owe you one, old M. I mean sir. Naruto left that store immediately after. Well Kit, you gonna test that thing out? Kurama asked. Later. Naruto answered. I still gotta get this ammo into clips. Kurama nodded as Naruto made his way back to Hesta's shop. Upon arrival he seen that the man from Atlas was back and taunting Hesta. This place is as run down as I recall. The Atlasian said mockingly. Hesta, annoyed as ever with the man from Atlas, answered in turn. Stuff it, you Atlas snob. Such a witty response. I sure do hope your crafting skills outmatch your retorts. The man from Atlas continued to mock. Oi! Don't talk smack about Hesta's work, Naruto interjected. The man from Atlas turned around to see Naruto looking in much better shape than when he last seen him. Especially with the new arm. Oh, dear boy, is that supposed to be the pinnacle of this hack's abilities? That's right. And it's gonna run circles around the hunk of scrap you put against it, Naruto retorted back, making Hesta smile. Oh, dear God, you've tricked this poor boy into thinking you're of worth. How cruel, retorted the Atlas native, causing Hesta to start getting mad again. Alright then jackass. If you're so confident then let's have that contest right now. Bring out that so-called superior Atlas tech you're apparently so proud of. Naruto challenged with all the confidence that the arm provided to him by Hesta will prevail. After letting out a smug chuckle, the man from Atlas started walking out. All in due time. You can wait a little longer to be made a fool. Yeah, keep walking, jerk. No one wants you here anyway. Naruto made sure to yell out before the man left. Hesta put a hand on Naruto's shoulder. Thanks Naruto. No need to thank me. Naruto Uzumaki always stands up for his friends, Naruto exclaimed proudly. Hesta let out a smile and then he noticed Naruto had a baton in his hand. That's what you had made, he said, clearly not impressed. Oi! It's just easier to carry around this way, ya know. Naruto pushed one of the Uzumaki swirls and the baton extended into a staff that looked similar to what he used when he fought against Madara, only thicker because of the extra features as well as being a foot longer. Naruto then presses the other Uzumaki swirl and the staff configures into a semi-auto rifle. Oh ho! Now that's more like it. It's dust compatible, right? Naruto then gave Hesta a look that said, did you really just ask that? In which Hesta said, hey, don't give me that look. You'd be surprised at the number of people who forget that. You of all people have no business giving that look. Kurama said mockingly to Naruto. There were plenty of times in Naruto's life where he had forgotten things he really should not have. Oi! Nobody asked you. Naruto internally replied to Kurama. This caused Kurama to let out a loud laugh. Hesta spoke up again. Okay. Sweep up the shop then you can go practice with your new weapon. Got it. Was all Naruto said before getting to work. It took him about 5 minutes to sweep up going at the pace he was. Then he left and headed outside the city into a forest where he started practicing for hours all the way into the night. Naruto then started heading back. Hey, Naruto. Kurama addressed the blonde. What's up, Kurama? Naruto responded. What are you gonna name your weapon? Kurama asked. Naruto kept walking lost in thought. Up until this point, he honestly had not thought of it. He knew that most huntsmen had names for their weapons, but the actual thought of coming up with a name had not crossed his mind until now. This is gonna be tricky, Naruto thought. As he entered the shop and headed to bed, he stared at his weapon back in baton form. He kept racking his brain to think of a name, but nothing was coming. How can coming up with a name be this hard? Coming up with a name isn't what's hard, it's coming up with one that doesn't suck that presents a challenge. Naruto groaned upon hearing this because it in no way helped him. Look, you came up with this weapon. It's a part of you. So, the name should be something that represents you. Kurama informed the blonde shinobi. Naruto took that information and let it circle in his mind. Something that represents me, he thought to himself. He looked to the side and seen the pouch containing his father's kunai. He recalled how terrible his father was at naming things to a comical degree. Just then, it came to him. His parents. He was made from the yellow flash and the red-hot habanero. I need to add a lot more orange to my weapon. Kurama groaned at the thought. Why does it need more orange? Can't you stick with another color for once? Kurama asked. Hell no, Naruto exclaimed. Orange is a part of who I am. That's why my weapon is gonna be Orange Spark. It was the day in which the contest between the man from Atlas and Hesta would take place. Hesta was fine-tuning Naruto's arm to make sure it is in perfect condition. That should about do it, Hesta stated. Today's the day you shut that jerk up for good, ya know, Naruto stated, ready to get started. You got that right. Let's go show that Atlas twit not to underestimate Vale, Hesta said as he and Naruto high-fived and left. They met the man from Atlas in another building. He was standing next to his assistant whose arm was pure white. The only thing that arm's good for is blinding people. The man from Atlas rolled his eyes. That might be the single greatest remark you have ever made, how sad. Hesta got mad like usual. Somehow anything the man from Atlas said was able to get under his skin. Most likely due to how inferior the Atlas man saw him. Why you little. Naruto grabbed Hesta by the shoulder. We're about to embarrass his ass, he won't be talking smack after that, Naruto said, calming down Hesta. Whatever you say. Now, let us begin. The first test will be. The man from Atlas began explaining until he was cut off. We know the damn tests. Now, let's get the show on the road, Hesta exclaimed. Naruto and the assistant began the reaction test. They seemed rather even at first, but the assistant's arm began to slow while Naruto kept the same speed. Naruto's arm being able to connect with his aura gave it an extreme advantage in making sure it didn't lose steam. Naruto's arm won the reaction test. Next came the grip and pull test. Neither Naruto's nor the assistant's arm gave way during this one. It was a tie. Finally came the delicate test. Naruto began grabbing the glass balls without any hesitation. He had already done this, so he knew his arm would not fail him. The assistant was far more careful. However, he was still able to keep a moderate pace. Just like in the first test though, the Atlas arm started becoming strained. When the assistant grabbed another one of the glass balls, a crack formed and it shattered. Yeah. How y'all like that? I won, Hesta shouted with glee. The man from Atlas was in disbelief. This can't be right. He was visibly losing his cool for the first time in front of Hesta. What's the matter? Don't feel as high and mighty anymore, Atlas snob, Hesta said to antagonize the man from Atlas. Naruto noticed that there were a few other people in the building. They had cameras and notepads, most likely brought by the man from Atlas to further embarrass his Vale rival. Reporters. Good, now people will see how awesome Hesta's stuff is, he said out loud. Good thing he won. Otherwise it would look really bad taking that arm and he gets nothing out of it, Kurama noted. I never doubted it. Naruto mentioned to the fox. Living 2 months with the guy the first was able to see his work ethic and passion. No way was he gonna lose. Well, you can celebrate today as much as you like. But tomorrow and the rest of the week you're practicing as much with your weapon and aura as possible. The entrance exam for Beacon is next week, Kurama said informatively. Right. Naruto said as he followed Hesta out of the building. Naruto spent the rest of the week training with his new weapon, Orange Spark, which has been appropriately repainted orange with black markings. Naruto became more and more proficient at using the staff each day. More than that though, he got the hang of using his rifle. He was still getting a little used to shooting a projectile rather than throwing it, but he had gotten it down. Unfortunately, despite his training, he still has not unlocked his semblance. Still, he felt more than ready to take on the entrance exam. When Naruto got to the testing center, he seen a lot of people there. He wondered if even half of these people would get in. The first part was a written test, which Naruto dreaded. Surprisingly enough though, it was not so bad. Naruto got through it with enough time to spare. Something tells me that written test is just a formality. After all, you're trying to get into a combat school, Kurama pointed out. So basically, the physical applications test is the real test? Naruto reiterated to the fox. Kurama nodded. Now go show these guys what a shinobi can do. Naruto headed to the location for the physical applications exam. It was a room that looked like a small arena with many doors. This is pretty cool, he said, trying to break the silence. Applicant. Naruto Uzumaki. The voice of the proctor announced. This is your last chance to back out of this test. Do you wish to leave? Naruto just raised a brow. Like hell he was about to leave. Bring it on, he shouted. Then the doors opened, releasing 6 Grim. Luckily, they were Beowulfs, which are the same Grim Naruto had already dealt with. He grabbed his orange spark from behind his back and extended it into staff form. Come on you bunch of ugly mutts. With that two of the Beowulfs swiped at Naruto with their claws. Naruto in turn hops up and then swats them both on the snouts, disorienting them before he kicks one of them back and trips the other one up with his staff. He configures his staff into rifle mode before pumping one of the downed Beowulfs full of bullets, taking it out. Naruto then grabbed some wind dust and placed it into the tip of his staff. He then smacks one of the Beowulfs with it and the staff lets out an extra impact from the wind dust which causes much more damage to the Beowulf than Naruto's other hits. One of the other Beowulfs then lunges at Naruto only for Naruto to duck and then land a thunderous left uppercut to the Beowulf's jaw, sending it flying onto its back. Kurama grinned. That left uppercut of yours always sends them flying. And it's not gonna stop, Naruto replied as he dodges another Beowulf attack. Naruto then makes his orange spark go back to its contained mode as he puts it away and gets out his kunai. He throws it at one of the Beowulfs in the back and it lands in its upper chest. Naruto jumps past the other Beowulfs to the wounded one and starts pummeling the hell out of it. When the Beowulf swipes at him, Naruto swiftly dodged before he kicks it in the jaw. Another Beowulf attacks him from behind, in which Naruto dodges to the left and lands a couple punches to the Beowulf's side before it gets kicked away. Naruto then grabs his kunai from the barley standing Beowulf and jams it into its head, killing it. Naruto takes out Orange Spark and configures it into rifle mode and finishes off the two Beowulfs he had injured with a few shots. Naruto then reloads as the remaining two charges at him. Naruto configures his Orange Spark back into staff mode and slides under them and then places even more wind dust into the tip of the staff than before. He then slams the staff on the ground and it makes a shockwave that trips up the Beowulfs. Naruto then jumps on one and bludgeons it to death with his staff and then stared down the last one. As the final Beowulf charges Naruto, he slams the staff into the gut of the Beowulf, making it hunch over. Naruto follows up with another one of his extremely effective left uppercuts, knocking the Beowulf down. Naruto then configures his staff back into rifle mode before he puts the barrel right in the Grimm's face before emptying 3 shots into it, causing its death. Having finished off the last Beowulf, Naruto looks up at the proctor. Applicant. Naruto Uzumaki, you pass. You are accepted to Beacon, the proctor stated. Naruto jumped into the air in celebration. Yes. Naruto Uzumaki comes through again, ya no. Good job, Kit. Never doubted you, Kurama acknowledged. Naruto smiled at the fox's congratulations as he left and headed back to Hesta's shop. I'm back. Well, if it ain't the future huntsman himself. How'd it go? Hesta inquired. I got in. Naruto said with pure joy. Well, I'll be. Congrats Naruto, you've come far in these 2 months, Hesta acknowledged. I couldn't have done it without you, Hesta. You're a great friend, Naruto stated with pure honesty. Just remember me when you become a famous huntsman one day, Hesta says before he laughed. Naruto nodded as went to bed after a long day. As he laid there he could not fall asleep due to excitement. He was finally on the path for the rest of his life. We're finally on our way to our path, right Kurama? That's right, Kit. Your life heads toward something you never excelled at, school. The fox mocked. Oi! Naruto shouted indignantly, making the fox laugh. Well, whatever. Even if we're going to school, what matters is that soon we'll be on our journey to become a huntsman. Chapter end. Hey guys, now we will meet with another chapter, so don't forget to subscribe our channel for more content like this.